I think, you know, it's one of those things because people hear what they wanna hear and they say what they wanna say and we can talk about it any way we want, but people are gonna still spin it how they wanna spin it. I'm just wondering if for this first step, where you're talking about people being able to volunteer, my question is do we need to make that open to everybody, or do we need to, you know, take a first step and specify, you know, those people acting as, you know, security? I'm just curious.
So just to clarify, Dr. Hershey, we're referring to UOPD that are acting as security that are unarmed, correct?
So we do have open positions for school safety assistants. So if someone transitions to that position, I mean, we've already been allocated for those positions and they're currently open, right? So it wouldn't be an additional cost. And then you would
Unless we
already have.
had more than one on a campus.
Right.
'Cause
Correct.
that's the,
Correct.
I think that's the goal in mind, is that more, okay.
Understood, sir.
Yep.
And then the stipend, from my knowledge, it hasn't changed. It's a one-time $500 stipend, right, through the sheriff once they come. It's just a more responsibility and different responsibility than what they currently do. And there hasn't been the appetite for a lot of them to transition to school safety assistants for some reason. But I think it's because of, it's just a different role. And that's a lot of responsibility, carrying a weapon and the active assailant part. I mean, some people aren't wired to do that. Just to go back to the very first question, so we do have open positions for school safety assistants. For us, just to give you some context and background, for us, when we complete a background, which is typically about 30 days it takes. We complete a polygraph, right, and they go through a medical. Those are the three things that we require, and then goes for approval of us through the sheriff's office, and then once they're approved, they go through 144 hours of training. And once they complete that training, which the very first phase is firearms, which is the most difficult for all the individuals to go through, like Sheriff Galtieri said, because it's a very high bar for the firearms qualification.
Yeah.